Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. I'm rocking the Mountain Dew today because I have a long night ahead of me if I'm going to be able to get this up on time. Hashtag not sponsored. On this show, you guys put your comments in the comments section of songs that you would like my feedback on. I pull those comments and throw them into a poll on Patreon. If you would like access to that poll, you can go to the link in the description, pledge $5 or more a month to me on Patreon, and you can take part in that poll. The patrons vote on them. I take the top ones, I listen to them, I give you my feedback. I grade them on a plus, equal sign, minus sign of whether or not I would actively seek it out again. Minus sign means I would actively avoid it. Let's begin. I Might Be Wrong by Radiohead. Starts off with a dominant 7 arpeggio with an instrument that I'm not sure exactly what it is, and then goes into a pretty cool rock riff on the guitar with a little bit of chorus on there and some dirt. I did dig that. Really not digging the vocals on this one. The delivery is irritating to me and there's too much delay on it. The instruments in the background do have a great vibe though. The song is supposed to be vibey, and I think with a different vocal over top of it, I could have really gotten into this one. The production is relatively basic, but it's clean. There is some auxiliary percussion, and I'm not sure if that were samples, actual hand percussion, or if it was actually just a palm-muted guitar, but it was used to accent some of the beats. That was very cool. And the guitar riff repeats itself over and over again, but it's supposed to get droney. It's supposed to kind of suck you in, and that is a good thing. And I'm not sure why they ended it the way that they did, but it's not too jarring, and it's nice as its own thing. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Song 2 by Blur. Oh, it's this song. I kind of hate and love this song at the same time. It is stupid as hell musically. Absolutely Nirvana inspired. The vocals are garbage. The woohoo and the guitar riff are pretty much the entire song. The production really isn't that good. The bass is farty as hell. It sounds like it's farting the entire time. This would be like the equivalent of like early Ramones making a song with a 90s feel. If they played another riff, maybe it would be nice. And now the last song used that in more of an interesting way because that guitar was not up front in the thing you were paying attention to. It was more in the back. It was supposed to build an atmosphere and a vibe for you. This is just raw, straight ahead energy that's supposed to be blowing through your speakers, but it's the same fucking riff over and over again. Thank God it's only 2 minutes. That helps the song out a lot. And yet there's something I actually love about this song. It has to be the fact that I grew up with it. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Inca Roads by Frank Zappa. Oh my gosh, the intro. I can't tell what the fuck genre this is other than the 70s. Frank Zappa definitely was known for having some weird arrangements and instrumentation, and oddly enough, when the vocals come in, it really ties the rest of the instruments together very well. And also another thing Frank Zappa is known for is virtuoso weird stops and random talking. And he's always had a really interesting choice in synth and auxiliary instruments. The wah guitar solo at about 2 minutes is quite tasty. It starts out kind of mellow and like very, very soulful. And he starts getting into some shred stuff, and some of the subtleties in the guitar solos he plays on that was really, really good. He kept the vibes very chill and very jammy. Not to mention the drums and the bass also kind of escalated things as the guitar solo went along. The production in this song is weird, but the recording quality is some of the best of its time. The synth at about 6 minutes and 7 seconds in that 7 feel, very cool. And I was picturing, what if Dream Theater reimagined this song and they did their version of it? That would be fun. Cool experience. Total grade for this song, equal sign. My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. The production makes that acoustic guitar in the intro sound better than what it is. I believe it's a 12 string, but it could also just be an effect. And the intro lead that he played over top of that was pretty cool too. Really don't care for the vocals. They're not the worst, but they're just really meh. The lyrics are endearing, and the hallelujah backing vocals are a nice touch. Then somehow he manages to go through a very smooth modulation and brings this rise in emotion. I suppose you could say this is George Harrison's version of a spiritual. You could have ended this before 4 minutes, to be honest with you. The song I think was 4.5 minutes or 4:40. And the last minute and a half of the song, there's really not much changing at all, and I don't feel vibed out. So yeah, I don't know. Well, it really wasn't digging that. Different vocals would have helped this out a lot, and the production was kind of meh for the time. That's about it. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Rockstar by Nickelback. Instantly hate this song. and fuck the drum sampling. Organ is a nice touch, and the vocals are good, but I hate the lyrics. And I will also say they're relying way too much on vocal harmony throughout the majority of this song. This song is about all the reasons not to pursue music. If you listen to this song and think, yeah, I want to be a rock star, I want to go into the music industry, don't. You're what's wrong with the music industry. The lead guitar in the background is a nice touch, though it's barely audible and honestly is slightly boring. And they always use the same vocal rhythm in all of their frickin' songs. This song is basically bro country with a lot less whininess and a lot less twang. And most of the instruments are completely unremarkable, to be honest with you. This song sucks. Total grade for this song, -. The BARDS song by Blind Guardian. Very beautiful song, traditional style mixed with rock. I don't think that the softer vocals are his strength, but they weren't bad. And the vocal melodies in the chorus area were pretty dang cool. I did like that. They helped bring the passion. The dual guitar play is by far my favorite part of the song. And the change of feel in the chorus, rhythmically speaking, it was an interesting choice. I'm not sure why they did that. I would be interested to know. There's really not much else to this song. It's pretty bare bones. I think it's more lyrically driven. I mean, it is called the BARDS song. BARDS were more about lyrics than they were the music itself. It's a good length. My only thing is I wish there was a little more stuff added at the end to kind of help bring the emotion up, give it a little more dynamic. Total grade for this song, =. Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits. The guitar leads are very tasty throughout this entire song. That absolutely my favorite part of the song. And fantastic technique, like amazing. Fuck the vocal execution. Sorry, I hate the way these vocals are executed. It's very touching and the vocal affect is actually great for the emotion they're going for, but God does it sound terrible with him doing it. And I also kind of wish they went with a different drum part. It's not that it doesn't match, it's just really it's kind of a farce at this point. Not a farce, what's the word? A trope. The chords, the arrangement, and the melody are actually great. The production is good, and I might have already said this, I feel like the lyrics are by far the most important part of this song. If they're so important, why are you mumbling them like a little bitch? And I hear a subtle, it's either like an accordion or a bagpipe or some kind of synth in the background. That was cool. Obviously, I already said the guitar is my favorite part of this song, but all the rest of the instruments are just so static, up until the outro, of course. But this is not a bad song. A vocal change would have helped this a lot. Total grade for this song, =. Abigail by King Diamond. I was really digging the Phrygian riff intro, and then he repeated it over and over and over a fucking again, and it was just like, okay, I get it. And not only that, I really did not like the vocal rhythm, and I believe the melody actually followed that rhythm and that melody line of that riff through most of the verses, and I think maybe the chorus or something like that. Yeah. Really was not digging that. It's a pet peeve of mine when that happens. I'm not sure if Merciful Fate just kind of got reappropriated as a band and became King Diamond, which is the lead singer's name, but this sounds an awful lot like Merciful Fate, just with less interesting riffage throughout the song. The bridge riff with stops was a cool change, and then it just kind of went back to more boring shit. And the oddness of his falsetto really sticks out when it's this accurately recorded and mixed that hot in the mix. And it's just like, yeah, this really is not appealing. At 2:45, there were these guitar harmonies that come in for like a few seconds that accent each other with whammy bar. That was really cool, liked that a lot. It was a very shreddy solo, but it could have used a little more soul. The whole experience was mostly underwhelming. The great riff in the intro, followed up by the vocals, which just brought the whole experience down, and that was the rest of the song. Total grade for this song, -. Prayer by Disturbed. I love this song, I grew up on this song, so I am absolutely 100% biased. This song to me is the quintessential pop metal sound for the early 2000s. I have always loved the vocal performance and melody, and then they have some accenting harmonies at the right places. The riff is pounding and changes enough at the right times in the right places to keep it interesting. It's not overly complicated, so it's more easily digestible. It's also one of its primary criticisms because people say, oh, this isn't real metal, this isn't technical, blah, 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 which I mean, it's fair argument, but it still sounds fucking cool. The drums open up at the chorus, which helps bring out the hugeness of the vocals at that part. Great production, the blending of the guitar and the bass together is seamless. And they have some vocal doubling in there to make some thickness. Total grade for this song, +. Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. Ooh, the funk. Get it. Get it. Updated samples would go a long way for this song. The lyrics are kind of bland, to be honest. They're probably the most boring part about it. But the push and pull sonically is fantastic. I just have a feeling there's like sub stuff happening in that mix that you don't even really hear so much as feel. Michael Jackson doesn't typically sing this low for this long in this song. I definitely like his higher vocals more, which he gets into later in the song. But the lower vocals are not bad by any means. And they should have given him a stronger compressor on those vocals because some of the quieter parts are really quiet and it's almost like he's stepping away from the mic. And the louder parts, there was plenty of clipping, especially when he was doing the high parts at the end where he was really giving it his all. The ending vibes on this same groove, and then he does vocal improv over top of it, going for his like Michael Jackson getting up there on the notes self. It is super groovin'. Super groovin'. At first, I really wasn't digging the song a whole lot until we got to this part, and I was like, they should have just made that the whole song. Very soulful. Total grade for this song, equal sign. Now it is time for my suggestions. My first suggestion to you this week is The Forgotten Part 2 by Joe Satriani. The song is an instrumental, it's pretty melodramatic and also very 80s, even though it was made in the 90s. But this is one of those amazing combinations of feel and shred. My next suggestion for you, brace yourselves, Everything About You by 3 Days Grace. Now, before you hit that unsubscribe button, hear me out. When I was a kid, it was like the second song I ever wrote on the guitar. I was like super proud of it. It's actually somewhat catchy. And then this song comes out and their chorus steals my chorus like riff for riff. I was kind of pissed. I mean, they play it with different rhythms, but I was like kind of pissed, honestly. Even the melodies were like kind of similar. I really like this song. This came out in my angsty teen years and it really spoke to me. I really like the production, kind of like the same reasons I like Disturbed. You know, it's more digestible, but still has that hard edge. It's kind of like that grunge metal, what do you call it? That grunge metal crossover point. If you think I'm a freaking pleb or sellout for liking this song, whatever, I don't care. Let me know in the comments below. Fuck else is new. My last suggestion for you today is Tamacun by Rodrigo y Gabriela. This is a brother-sister acoustic guitar duo that kicks some serious ass. This song is playful. It's playful, but it's also in a minor key. I don't know how in the hell they accomplished that, but they did a great job. It's like playful and passionate at the same time. They are extremely talented and they have many other great songs, so by no means make this the only song of theirs you listen to. That is it for Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your suggestions in the comments below. If you want to take part in that Patreon poll, go to the link in the description, pledge $5 or more a month, and you can have access. If you don't want to do a rolling pledge, you can also support me by buying merch from my merch store, link in the description, or you can tip me on PayPal. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!